Hi, kindergarten. This is our last virtual art lesson. Next week we'll have SEW, which means Spiritual Emphasis Week, and there will be three drawing activities to go with Mr. Pound's lessons. But for today, we are going to add color to our cat and bird drawings. And you can see, let me spin this around for you, that I've already started to add the color. And I just want to talk to you a little bit about maybe an idea how to do it. Okay, so let's think about how to add the color. I am using crayons, and I think that that's the best material to use because the paper is pretty big, and we're going to try and add color to the whole thing. So maybe you can see what I did first in each shape. What I did is I chose a color. This one I even broke. That's okay. And the first thing that I did was I pressed really hard around the edges that shape makes. Do you see that bold line? This color is called scarlet, I think. It's like a red-orange. And then after I have a nice dark outline on the edge, and I'm just pressing really hard with my crayon and going nice and slow around that edge, I'm turning my paper too. Then I'm going to fill in lightly with the crayon. So now I'm not pressing very hard. I'm just pressing lightly, and I'm making my crayon marks or my crayon strokes really close together. If I stretch it out, can you see this? If I stretch it out there, it's going to look a little sloppy. But if I keep those crayon lines close together, and if I have even pressure, that's going to help it look really, really neat. I can also go right over my marker lines or my dark pencil lines. Come in here. And again, I'm moving that crayon close together so there's not a lot of white paper in between those crayon marks or those crayon strokes. I'm going to turn my paper to go under the eye here. And I am almost done this little section. Actually, this is one of the biggest sections, isn't it? Okay. And then I can go back, and if there's some empty spaces, I can just softly go back over those to fill in any of those potholes or empty spots that are still left. Okay, there is this last cheek. Now, my cat face is actually all finished with the color. I have a little bit of this bird up here left. Green in his tail. I'm going to make his beak blue. Now let's talk about the background. Okay, I have these shapes, and one of the things I want to think about is an idea called balance of color. And that means I don't want to have two colors next to each other, but I want to spread them out. So I have green here, and I've got green here under the tongue. I've got yellow in my bird, that's at the top, and then I did some yellow on the one side and yellow on the other side. I've got this red-violet color in my bird's head, and then way down at the bottom, I already did that dark edge line. I'm going to fill this in again quickly, but with soft pressure and my crayon marks close together. So then I've got blue here. I don't want to use brown because this cheek is brown. And so I wouldn't want to have brown on any of these shapes that are against or touching the brown one. So here's my blue. Fill that in. I've got that dark edge started already for me. Now, I want to show you what I'm doing over here. This shape seems really big. That would be a lot of blue to fill in. So, if you have a background shape that feels too big, just add another line. I'll spin this around for you. Add another line, and now I have two smaller shapes. Some of you may think or may want to make bigger shapes. Some of you may want to make smaller shapes in the background. And either of those ideas are okay. Or maybe some both. Some of both. Some big shapes, some small shapes. Okay, let's think about this shape right here. I don't want to use green. I don't want to use blue. I don't want to use orange or the red orange. I don't want to use yellow. What color might make sense here? Well, what colors are happening over here in my artwork that I could repeat here? I'm going to use this color, which is the color for the ear over here, and it is called red violet, and this one's called violet red. Isn't that interesting? They have the same names, but they're very different colors. Okay, here we go. So edge first, pressing hard with my crayon. And I'm turning my paper so that I get nice, neat lines. Okay. And if you're coloring, sometimes it's a good idea to tuck a piece of paper underneath. Then you won't get crayon on the table. Okay, I just have a few spots left. I've got this tan color that I didn't use anywhere in my bird. I'm going to put that color over here. It's like a light brown. And then I would finish my cat and bird artwork. I hope these ideas and strategies for adding color are helpful to you. When you're all finished, take a picture of your cat and bird and send it to me. It has been a lot of fun making videos and seeing your artwork. You have done such a great job in the last 2 months. Can you imagine? It's been 2 months since we've been doing art online. Have a wonderful summer, and I will see your families, your parents, next week when they come to West Nairobi School to pick some things up. Make sure they stop by the art room and they can pick up all of the work that you did from August to March.